Hello and welcome to the first Bear News show of the semester. We are coming to you from our newly, almost remodeled studio. We're excited to show you what's been going on around campus while we've been gone.
This week has been a big one for Dining Hall News. Bear News reporter Quinn Hodge went out into the field to tell us what is going on at TK.
UNC Dining has had some major issues since the beginning of this school year, finally climaxing with the closing of Toby Kendall Hall on Sunday, October 3rd. On the Wednesday before, paper postings went up on the napkin dispensers declaring that TK would be closing for the rest of the year. Toward the end of that week, students and staff received more information about alternative options to TK Dining Room. Students with on-campus meal plans can now use 5 swipes per week on predetermined options at Subway or Einstein Bagels. The UC Food Court and Bears Bistro in the University Center are no longer options to use meal swipes and have been closed since the beginning of this school year. Many students are frustrated as this greatly inconveniences those who live on the central campus. Toby Kendall Dining Room is 0.8 miles from Holmes Dining Hall, which is far too long a walk for some. There's a petition started by an RA with 1,100 signatures to keep students more involved in the decisions that directly affect them. At this point, the Residential Housing Association held their regular meeting and addressed the closure. The Student Senate will held a special meeting on Wednesday, also to discuss the grievances about Toby Kendall closing. Bear News will continue to follow this story as it develops. From Toby Kendall Hall, this is Quinn Hodge, Bear News.
We will check back in with Quinn in the future to learn more about TK and the other dining options on campus.
The Cesar Chavez Cultural Center kicked off Latinx Heritage Month on September 17th. Hispanic Heritage Month started on September 15th and will end October 15th. Latinx Heritage Month seeks to recognize and celebrate Latinx countries and their people. Lunch was provided by La Rumba, an Argentinian food truck. On the menu was tacos al pastor, empanadas chimichurri, and arepas with cheese. There were performances of traditional jarebe dancers of all ages with Jalisco-inspired dresses.
Y especialmente aquí en el campus de la Universidad de Northern Colorado, la comunidad latina es muy unida y es muy bonito.
Y ellos quisieron una vida mejor para mí y estoy mirando a ellos y estoy aquí en los Estados Unidos, aquí en UNC, y es algo que nunca podría hacer si yo no fui un latino y sin ellos, sin mis papás de México, entonces no creo que yo podría estar aquí haciendo mis sueños y eso es algo que me toca mi corazón.
That is what Latinx Heritage Month means to the UNC community. ¿Qué significa para usted? What does it mean to you?
UNC students were treated to a stunning display of Asian and Pacific American culture in Butler Hancock Arena, Saturday, September 11th.
UNC's Asian Pacific American Student Services hosted the event, featuring performances by Denver Taiko, Kalama Polynesian dancers, UNC music professor Vijay Chalasani, and a cultural fashion show. Denver Taiko stole the show with lights synchronized to their traditional Japanese drumming. Kalama Polynesian Dance invited audience members up to the stage to perform a haka from Aotearoa, or New Zealand.
With cultural events like these expanding students' horizons, this school year is set to amaze the community.
The UNC Garden Club hosted an apple and sunflower picking event September 13th, but that wasn't all. Around the garden were apple trees where students could go and pluck the ripe apples right off of the branches. Students were encouraged to pick as many apples as they wanted, and some even commented about making an apple pie. Other plants in the garden were raspberries, rhubarb, tomatoes, herbs, and more. Students could pick any of the plants that were ripe and ready for harvest. Garden Club also grows different types of flowers as well. Students were encouraged to make bouquets of the flowers they had picked and take home as much produce as possible.
This resource will be around for students all year long. Everyone was welcome to attend, and the Garden Club encourages more people around campus to harvest what is in and around the greenhouse. The Garden Club also wants to create more events for students on campus in the following months.
The Marcus Garvey Center on campus focuses on the Black community at UNC. Each month this semester, they invite the community to chicken and waffles to learn more about the center. Reporter Sean Montano shows us the event.
Just a little syrup.
Free food
You want on top? Yes, ma'am. All right, tell me when.
always seems to bring together students and faculty.
But yeah, I love doing this. Tell me when.
Janine Weaver Douglas enjoys feeding people.
You're very welcome. So this is one of our signature events. It's called Chicken and Waffles, and it's an opportunity for us to just have meals with the community.
The event
Hi.
is open to all faculty and UNC students.
Absolutely, on top. And it's been a tradition that's been occurring for probably the past 5 years or more. Just syrup on top of here? Yeah. Okay, tell me when.
Chicken and Waffles resumed this year, and this was the first event since the pandemic started.
So we moved to a to-go model. Usually this would be family style, and so you would come in, you'd pick your own waffle, we'd give you your chicken, and then you decide your own condiments and toppings.
These students want to feed and enlighten the UNC community.
So the Marcus Garvey Center is the cultural center for all of our Black, African American, and diasporic students, staff, and faculty. And so we serve the Black community of Greeley and UNC.
Students and bees both seem to like the event.
The bees are throwing me off, but other than the bees, I love this. One of our most popular programs, and it tends to finish very quickly because of the nature of the program. Everybody loves to eat. They love to come together.
This year, students pick pre-packaged foods, and the process will improve going forward.
Because this is our first time testing this format, this is a lot of information for us to learn how to improve it. Because we're going to try to maintain as many COVID standards as possible.
Food appears like a good way to feed and educate the community.
So we have Black Student Union, which is BSU, African Student United, which is ASU, Black Campus Ministries, which is BCM, and then we work with all of our national Pan-Hellenic fraternities and sororities.
Janine wants to personally invite you to the Garvey Center.
Come to the Garvey. We do lots of things. We do programs. We have lots of spaces in the Garvey that students can use. We're open every day from 9 to 5. You don't need a reservation. You don't have to know us. You're more than welcome to come in.
Bees or not, the event was successful, and Janine looks forward to seeing you at the next Chicken and Waffles.
If you see us, you don't have to know us to be our friend. Tell me when, and you're always welcome to come in. Okay? Thank you. Tell me when.
Marcus Garvey Center's next Chicken and Waffles event is October 15th. The center is open and everyone is welcome to enjoy the conveniences that the center offers.
The UNC Theater Department is putting on Rent the Musical. Rent is set in the late 1980s and early 1990s and follows friends in Manhattan's East Village as they struggle through life. The show focuses on difficulties such as poverty, drug abuse, HIV and AIDS, social tension, and political unrest. UNC students involved in the show have been busy rehearsing music, as well as choreography and more as they prepare for the show. The show will take place October 21st through the 24th at Langworthy Theater in Fraser Hall. Here's a little more about the musical and his experience directing from director and UNC alumni, Jason Vease.
Help them figure out how to deal with this new age of gender and race and dealing with kids of color in a predominantly white faculty, bridging the gap. And through those workshops and Q&As, the idea was presented to me by Shelley Gaza if I wanted to direct, and I kind of jumped at the chance. It's a good way for me to kind of pop in and pop out and not commit to being in Greeley full time.
Tickets for the show can be purchased online at www.tickets.unco.edu. We hope to see you at the show.
UNC football has been going strong all this season. Bear News sent Catherine Stala to Folsom Field in Boulder for UNC's season opener to see how engaged Bear fans are.
I'm here outside CU's Folsom Field in Boulder to watch the opening game for UNC's football team. And to gauge everyone's excitement for the best football team in Colorado, I challenged every UNC student, alumni, and fan we came across to sing the UNC's fight song. I'll start us off. On down the field we go to victory.
Our colors navy, blue, and gold. And to our fighting team, we hold our spirit high. The mighty Bears we go.
Go Bears!
That's I'm stopping. I don't know the rest. To keep defending glory to the old UNC. Go Bears!
UNC's football season is sure shaping up to be an exciting one. For Bear News, I'm Catherine Stala.
UNC football is sure to have an interesting season, and you can find out all about it on Bear News.